Me and my brother, we grew up in North Minneapolis around Broadway Street. Our environment wasn't really good. You'll see kids like getting in fights, gang banging. Mom told me and my brother, we couldn't really go outside like to hang with friends because it's like too dangerous. My dad wasn't in my life. He was in and out. He would like lie all the time. Like, he'd be gone. He'd be drug dealing, smoking. He was making wrong decisions, you know. And it was like really hard because he was in and out of jail. Started getting in trouble in school. Wrong group of friends. Got suspended so many times. I really didn't care anymore. It really messed me up a lot. And I felt like that part of me was missing.
Three, two, one.
Bob is a place where I think we get an opportunity to share Jesus to kids that maybe aren't normally hearing who Jesus is.
I knew that KT and Moses didn't have a lot of support outside of the school day. And I knew that in this setting, if they were to come to Band of Brothers, there'd be adults there who could be there, who could show up when they needed someone the most.
My grades were failing. I was doing things I wasn't supposed to.
When I walked in, I was a little shocked because I thought it was gonna be more of like a little program where we talk about God and stuff. I walked in, you guys are going straight into sports and having fun and stuff like that, so that was really cool.
I knew right away these guys were going to need to be active. We needed an excuse to throw dodgeballs at teenage boys, and these guys were prime targets.
What?
There's no way to understand the transformation that KT and Moses have gone through over these last couple of years without understanding the men who have been on the journey with the both of them.
When I first met Brad, me and my brother always get into these little arguments, and he was always the one to break it up, and Brad would just be like, zone him out.
First time I met Brad, man, I thought he was corny. He was talking about like love and stuff, and like, I was like, I ain't really into all that.
The unique thing about this ministry is it's really to love them where they're at. It's gonna be a longer term thing. It's not just like, hey, I'm just gonna hit you over the top with the gospel. This is a relationship. I want relationship with these boys.
I'm a kid that like always jokes around with stuff that I shouldn't be joking around, and I say stupid things. Causes people to like get out of my life and like, I'm done with this kid.
We were having some difficulty with Moses. He was acting up. And it eventually boiled down to, why haven't you left yet? Everyone else has. Everyone else leaves when the things get tough. And I told Moses, like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, you can be as mad as you want, and things can go as badly as they can go, but I am not going anywhere. I love you, and I'm staying right here.
I started crying, and not too hard, but I started crying. I didn't have to hide anything from him.
Because of that, my relationship with Moses has continued to bear fruit. And he continues to show up, and we continue to love on him, and he continues to hear about Jesus because of it.
One of the things that opened up my heart again was men like Brad, Bruce, Jim. I was really happy to have some men in my life that have never left me, just be there for me. And that was Bob.
Here comes the real camper! Look at these people. Hello, campers!
Adventure camp, I was really scared to go at first, but Brad, kept pushing me to go because I heard there were snakes there, and I'm really terrified of snakes.
Moses doesn't own hiking boots, right? I mean, you know, Air Jordans, yes. Hiking boots, probably not.
As soon as they said bears, I was like, I'm not going.
KT was looking all over his shoulders, terrified that snakes were gonna jump out and bears were gonna come running out of the trees to get him. He was so jumpy, and I remember thinking, this kid is out of his environment.
Must be adventure camp.
Moses was the first guy to go on rappel. He descended down a cliff face. He had to confront so many fears, and the biggest one was probably the fear of what other people were gonna think of him.
So I just went for it. And I told them I wasn't scared, but really I was. I ain't gonna cap.
I just said, Moses, you can do this. He was like, I know. I got this. And off he went.
I remember horseback riding and doing all these like crazy things that I thought I would never do, and it was like actually fun.
I think they feel safe. I think they feel loved. I think they start to feel open enough to start taking some risks. I'm not just talking about climbing a mountain, good risk. I'm talking about sharing their story with others.
On the last night of camp, as we're preparing to leave and people are packing and drivers have to get ready to get up at 4 in the morning, KT and another friend come up to me and ask if they can start a prayer vigil on behalf of a kid who'd been injured.
I thought, okay, teenagers are out last night. What are they up to? All of a sudden, here's this group around a table, praying, preaching, prophesying, talking, with energy.
My brother actually, he prayed like a really lot. Like, even though he said amen, he'd keep going and keep going. It was just like really fun. Prayed about for like 2 hours or so. After I was like really tired, but I was glad that we did it.
Yeah, I was very open to like do something like that because it was scarier than I thought. But once I did it, it wasn't as scary as I thought, if that makes sense.
I love it when Moses and KT bring their friends to Youth for Christ, because I'm reminded that there are so many more Moseses and KTs in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
They've found something here that they're willing to share. So what they're saying is, I've found Jesus in these adult men, and I want you to find these adult men who will introduce you to Jesus. And that's like, I don't think a teenager could give a higher compliment.